Now, today marks the beginning of National Wills Week, which will end on the 17th of September. Legal practitioners say the pandemic saw a lot of people pass away before they could draw up a valid will. Joining us now to explain the process of drawing up a valid and indeed a compliant will is attorney Ms. Eunice Masipa, who is also a member of the Law Society of South Africa's House of Constituents. A very good afternoon to you. Good to have you on the Daytime Update today. I wonder, the National Wills Week is the brainchild of the Law Society of South Africa. Why do you deem it important to actually dedicate an entire week to this particular act?
Well, hi, Tammy, and thank you for having me. Wills Week, like you said, is a brainchild of the Law Society of South Africa, but it actually dates way back from the Law Society of the Northern Provinces, where it was identified that, South Africans, predominantly those from previously disadvantaged backgrounds, don't know the requirements of getting a valid will drafted. They are also fearful of approaching attorneys, having the idea that, getting the services of an attorney to draft your will will be very expensive. So one of the most important reasons was for access to legal services to general South Africans.
And that's one of the perks, really, that anybody who comes to the Law Society of South Africa in this week can actually get a free will drawn up for themselves. But where does the average South African actually get access to the practitioners or the individuals or the institutions that will enable or facilitate the drafting of their will?
Okay, fortunately enough, they can get the list of practitioners who are participating on the Law Society of South Africa's website at www.lssa.org.za. You are then able to locate an attorney in your province, in your town, and you are also able to request the attorney to draft the will in a language of your choice that you can understand and that your beneficiaries will also be able to understand.
So talk to us about what the COVID-19 pandemic highlighted as far as wills are concerned.
Look, it's very clear. It's very clear we don't have our affairs in order. We don't have our wills in place. And the issue that was identified, like I said, it was just the fear of approaching attorneys to draft your will. And even outside of Wills Week, getting a will drafted is actually not that expensive. So during this COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of unfortunate things happened. Those who did not have wills did not get the opportunity to appoint executors of their choice. They did not get opportunity to appoint beneficiaries of their choice. So you can imagine that it's very devastating where your assets are now going to be distributed to people that you didn't even get along, only because you didn't have a will in place.
Ms. Masipa, is it possible for one to draft their own will? And if it is possible, what actually needs to be in that will in order for it to be effective?
Well, it is possible. You can attempt to do it, but the question is, would you be able to identify the valid requirements in order for your will to be valid? Firstly, a will has to be in writing. Secondly, in order for you to attest to a will, you have to be 16 years or older. Your will needs to have 2 witnesses, both of which must be over the ages of 16 years. And your will must be signed on all pages, but I strongly advise that you get the services of a qualified professional, an attorney, because then they are able to identify issues that may arise in the event that your will is disputed. So you may attempt, but I do not advise it.
And you point out something so important there, that just because you, as an estate holder, you've made prescriptions as to who should get what, upon your passing, you no longer actually have any influence on whether or not the people that you've left behind are going to really fulfill your wishes. So as you highlight, it's important to have your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Thank you very much for that insight this afternoon.